Hello, hello. You're watching Trending with the Tennessee Tribune. I am Ashley Northington, the Agency Director and Founder at DENOR Grants and Public Relations. We're here on behalf of the Tennessee Tribune to talk to candidates to learn more about those who are running for elected office. We're here digging in deep so that we can learn more about the issues that matter to you most. So let's jump right in. So, Mr. Hardy, tell us who you are, why you're running for office, and what voters can expect from you.
All right. Well, first, I'd like to say thank you for inviting me here.
Oh.
Very grassroots, but I enjoy being here. I'm Kenny Hardy. I'm a retired Air Force veteran, combat veteran. I spent over 20 plus years in law enforcement. I'm running for the Davidson County Sheriff's Office because I believe that it's our sheriff's department and it needs to be more transparent. And over the years, they've had a lot of issues at that department that I believe that I can fix.
Okay.
The reason I believe I can fix, not only am I educated, I'm trained, I've got real law enforcement experience out on the street, and I think some of the programs that I'd like to have our sheriff department do will do better for our community.
Okay. So talk to me about what do you think the biggest issue is at the sheriff's office, and how would you plan to address it?
Well, one of the biggest issues we have at our sheriff's department is the recidivism rate. We talk a lot about people mentally ill coming and being arrested. We talk about leadership issues at the sheriff department. I don't know if you remember, there was a time where a young lady was handcuffed to a bed, the 287G program. A lot of the programs that the sheriff department has been instituting are not people related. They're more criminal justice related. And we need to get back to dealing with people.
So tell me a little bit about what your vision for the sheriff's office would be.
Well, I believe in new leadership, new vision, and it's time for our sheriff department to start doing some things that really affect our community. So if I was to lead our sheriff department, there's some programs I would institute, and one of the first programs I would institute is a gun buyback program. That program will get guns off the streets and out of the hands of our young people. Any young person that turns in a handgun or shotgun or any kind of gun, we'll give them a voucher. They can't buy more guns, but they can take that voucher and buy some things that kids like, young people like.
Sure.
Whether it be sneakers, computers, video games. We want to get those guns off the streets. Nashville has a gun problem, but I think the sheriff department can be part of the solution.
Okay. Are there any other programs that you would think about rolling out? Sure.
Sure.
Give me one more example.
One program I'd like to institute is called Adopt a School.
Okay.
We also have problems with crime in our schools. I think that if there's a sheriff deputy that visits every school in Davidson County, and with this program, Adopt a School, a sheriff deputy would go to each school in Nashville and Davidson County. They will be assigned to a school. They could go there and visit with the kids, talk to them about crime, and also get a law enforcement face at the school. So those that are thinking about committing any kind of crimes at our schools,
Sure.
they will know that there's a deputy there. They don't know when they're going to be there.
Right.
So it won't cost the city anything. I'd work out something, a memorandum of understanding
Sure.
with the Metro Nashville Public Schools.
Sure.
But I would take that on from the sheriff department.
Sure.
And we'd have a deputy get back in the community, get to build this community relationship again with kids and the community. Because right now our community don't trust law enforcement. And we're doing a lot of talking. But we got to get back out to where people are. And that has to be transparency in the sheriff's department.
So talk to me a little bit about the relationship that you would like to develop or redevelop between the sheriff's department and the school system. What do you think that relationship should look like?
I think the relationship between the sheriff department and the schools should be very friendly. There shouldn't be no reason why kids should be afraid of the police. Right now, a lot of our community don't trust the police department or the sheriff department. So we have the stigma, why would I call you if I can't trust you?
Sure.
A lot of the recent shootings that have been involving our kids and people in our communities are now locked back up. Nobody's going to talk to the police. Why? If you're going to kill me or shoot me. So there's some programs that we can bring back. I want to work with at-risk youth, their fathers. There's a program I can put in where we can have dads come and talk. Teach them how to be dads, mentor them. Have men and women from the community come out and show them this is what a dad is like. This is how you mentor your children and bring them up the right way. And I'll provide the building and the space, and I've got a lot of different people that want to be part of that. So these are programs that don't cost anything except your time.
Right.
And I hope you'll volunteer.
Okay. I'm always happy to show up when I can and help children. So yes, no problem for me. No problem there. So tell me a little bit about what you think should happen as it relates to restorative justice. So there's a lot of conversation about making sure that young people, especially young people, have different options aside from just going to jail if they do something wrong. There's been a lot of conversation around we need to offer them a different type of support. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's not just a jail problem.
Yeah.
It starts with the public defender's office, with the district attorney's office.
Sure.
If there are some programs that we can institute, the juvenile justice system is doing a great job with some of these things. We could bring these programs in and offer. If this is your first time and you get caught with a less than an ounce of marijuana, why should you have a criminal record that prevents you from getting a job?
Sure.
And if you commit to a misdemeanor and you don't do any jail time, but you still got a criminal history, then you can't get a job.
Right.
So we're just sending them back out there to sell more drugs. There is a part of society that will take them and allow them to make money tax-free, but we're all going to pay for it. And I've said this to the previous mayor, and I said it to the new mayor. If we don't provide for those that are in other parts of the city, then we're going to send them right downtown. They're going to rob the people who are going out like you and me and want to have a good time on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So you can go out there and you're going to get mugged or robbed. And if we don't provide programs, I'll take a building, turn it into a gym where the kids can have an opportunity to come and get on computers and play basketball and play games where it don't cost them anything. I'd rather do that than to have to lock them up. The restorative justice, we're putting a lot of kids in jail. And they become adults and they continue to go in that door. Every time those beds are filled, our county is making money. CCA is making money. Some of these criminal, Rutherford County is a great example. They made a lot of money off of people who can afford to pay their fines. We're not far behind. We just haven't been caught yet.
Sure.
So what we have to do is take back our jails. They belong to the people. They're not the sheriffs. If you've been there 25 years and every year you come up with a new program, it's the same old thing. Every time it's time for re-election, it's time to change. No more lifetime politicians. And if you're not going to do what you say you're going to do, then it's time for people to stop voting for the same old people over and over again.
Sure. So tell me, what has prepared you to become the sheriff?
Well, if you look at what the sheriff in Davidson County requires, first you have to have a background check. You have to have your fingerprints done.
Okay.
You have to take a psychological test,
Okay.
which is over 600 questions, the MMPI. You have to have a physical, and you have to be qualified.
Sure.
I have degrees in sociology, criminology. I was a superintendent in the Air Force. I was responsible for over 7,000 law enforcement officials. I've been a police officer, domestic violence detective. I've been out on the street making real arrests. And I've seen some of the programs that I'm talking about work. I've been a police officer in neighborhoods where kids can walk up and say, hey, this is who's stealing the cars. So from a real law enforcement perspective, I've been out on the street. And I'm educated. My military combat experience has prepared me. I've served in Germany, Korea, Somalia. So I know how to deal with diverse groups of people, and Korea.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with communities, they're not just African American. Davidson County is a salad bowl.
Yeah.
And inside that salad bowl are lots of different things.
Right.
Olives, tomatoes, you name them. Cheese.
Yeah.
But the part that we make up, we're the bowl. Government is responsible for making sure that we're safe.
Sure.
But we have to do our part as well. And with your sheriff department, instead of giving folks who can afford to go downtown and get drunk or ride home, I take those resources and provide some programs to get these kids off the street.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're really passionate about children and community-based programs. That sounds like that's going to be like a thing that you really are going to get energized around. So if you were to be elected sheriff, what would be your legacy?
Well, first, I will be the first African American sheriff of Davidson County.
Oh, okay.
Never had one. This is my second time running. I ran in 2014 against the incumbent. I got 20% of the vote, and I went out, kissed a lot of babies, went to a lot of churches, and I just go out and tell people the truth. I won't make any promises that I can't keep, but I promise Davidson County, the Sheriff's Department, will be your Sheriff's Department again. We will do programs that really affect people. I don't want you to come to jail, but if you come to jail and do your time, yes, we'll help you get some skills so you don't come back. While you're there, you're not just going to be sitting there counting your days.
Yeah.
We'll get you some training and some resources. We'll get you some mental health training if you need that. We'll get you some training on how to be a better father, on how to be a better mother.
Sure.
So when you go out there and you don't have to come back, we might even hook you up with the right people to get you a job.
Yeah,
There are places that will hire people with records,
Right.
or won't even ask the question. The biggest thing is if we don't do something, as Nashville grows, as you've noticed, crime is growing. There's a shooting in Nashville every day.
Right.
Those guns are coming from everywhere. When a 12-year-old kid can tell me that they can walk down any street and get a gun just like that, and these are the kids who told me they'd like a gun buyback program. When a kid can tell me that they can get a gun just like that, we ought to be afraid, or we ought to be worried.
Yeah.
And that concerns me. All my kids are grown, but I know this works because I've dealt with kids. I've been coaching kids for 20 years in sports,
Yeah.
Police Athletic League, DARE. Those programs need to come back.
Oh, yeah, dear. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell me, so I'm going to ask a really hard question now,
Sure.
and that is, why should the voters elect you to be the sheriff?
One of the big reasons is my caring. I've already proven myself with my military service. I've already proved myself as a police officer, and next I'm in nobody's pocket. I
Okay.
don't have any ties to anybody that I owe them anything.
Sure.
Most of the time when you're accepting campaign funds, people want things back.
Yeah.
If you give me $50,000 as a large organization that supports the prison program, they expect something back. I'm not doing that
Yeah.
because this is our sheriff's department. If you elect me, I will be sincere. I will be transparent. You won't see me just once every 4 years before re-election. I'll be out in the community talking about things that matter. As the chief law enforcement officer of Davidson County, the sheriff that just maintains the jails, you definitely will hear me speaking about issues that concern people. And whether it be Black Lives Matter, whether it be crime in the streets, the sheriff department is the keeper of these folks when they come. But everybody's going to be treated the same. And we have to diversify our sheriff department from the top down.
Got
That
it.
means we don't have any females in key top leadership positions. I'd like to change that.
Okay.
I'd like to see some Latinos there.
Yeah.
I'd like to see different people. It's time to get rid of the good old boy system. It's time to mix it up. So if anybody votes for me, you'll see a difference. And in 4 years, if there's no difference, then don't vote for me again.
Okay.
That'll be my legacy. But I guarantee you in 4 years, I'm going to change that department. We won't be supporting the 287G program where we sent over 10,000 illegal immigrants home and their children were left here. That falls back to the state where somebody's got to put these kids in foster care. I'm not going to support any of those federal government programs. We don't want your money. But we will do and enforce the law.
Right.
So if you break the law and you come to jail, everybody's getting a fingerprint. Care if you're the mayor, judge, you're all going to be treated the same.
Sure. Sure. So people first leadership, that's what we can expect from you. That sounds like a theme.
I will wear, my theme is new direction, new vision, new leadership.
Sure.
I will wear the same uniform that the deputies wear. I will spend a night in my own jail. I will work different shifts so I can see how they feel.
Yeah.
And I will guarantee that every deputy is paid their proper salary. We don't have to file a lawsuit anymore to make sure that they get the money that they're due.
Okay. All right. Well, folks, you've heard it here first. Here's your candidate, one of the candidates running for sheriff. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. That's all we have for today for Trending with Tennessee Tribune.